The Stoics understood human nature better than anyone. They believed that emotions, no matter how deeply hidden, always reveal themselves through actions. And when a woman starts developing real feelings for you, she can't help but show it. Her behavior changes in subtle but undeniable ways. If you know what to look for, you'll never be confused about where you stand. In this video, I'll break down the clear, predictable signs that a woman is catching feelings for you. By the end, you'll have a deep understanding of female psychology and how attraction manifests through actions, not just words. Watch till the end, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've ever noticed a woman doing these things for you. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. She's your cheerleader. When a woman truly likes you, she becomes much more than just a partner. She transforms into your most loyal supporter, your #1 fan, and your personal cheerleader. She doesn't approach your life with casual interest. Instead, she immerses herself in your journey, celebrating your wins with enthusiasm that is both contagious and deeply heartfelt. Whether it's a professional milestone, a personal breakthrough, or even a small, everyday accomplishment that others might ignore, she makes it feel like a monumental achievement. Her excitement for your success is tangible. You'll see it in the way her face lights up when you share good news, or how her energy shifts when she talks about your talents and victories. She's the kind of woman who will stay up late to help you prepare for a big meeting or send you encouraging texts before an important event. She's genuinely proud of you, and that pride is evident in everything she does. Her belief in your potential is unwavering and almost infectious. You'll notice how intently she listens when you talk about your goals and aspirations. She doesn't just nod along politely, she asks thoughtful questions, remembers the details, and checks in on your progress. This isn't just idle curiosity, it's a deep emotional investment in who you are and who you want to become. She sees something special in you, even in moments when you might doubt yourself. And when your confidence falters, she's right there, reminding you of your worth and encouraging you to keep pushing forward. This encouragement often feels like a steady and reliable force propelling you forward, even when the path ahead feels uncertain or overwhelming. She doesn't just offer empty compliments or superficial praise, she challenges you in meaningful ways, urging you to grow, evolve, and reach heights you might not have imagined for yourself. Her pride in your journey is evident not just in private moments, but also in the way she talks about you to others. She highlights your strengths, talents, and accomplishments with an admiration that feels both rare and genuine. For her, supporting you isn't just about admiration, it's about alignment. She sees your growth and success as integral to a shared vision of the future. Your victories are her victories because she imagines a life where both of you thrive together. Her encouragement comes from a place of emotional connection, a belief that your individual growth enriches the bond you share. The Stoics revered virtues like discipline, courage, and wisdom, and a woman who truly likes you naturally aligns with these principles. She doesn't just push you toward success for her benefit. Instead, she encourages you to embody these virtues in your own life. She values self-improvement and motivates you to pursue it, not to control or mold you, but because she genuinely believes in your potential to become the best version of yourself. Her support shines brightest during tough times. When challenges arise, she doesn't waver. She doesn't criticize or withdraw when things don't go as planned. Instead, she doubles down on her belief in you, reminding you of your strengths and offering constructive advice to help you overcome setbacks. Her unwavering faith in your resilience becomes a source of comfort and motivation, helping you refocus on what truly matters. This kind of support is a testament to the depth of her care for you. She isn't in your life for superficial reasons or fleeting moments of joy. Her commitment to your growth, happiness, and success is steady and genuine. She sees the bigger picture, your potential, your dreams, and your shared future, and she's fully invested in it. Over time, her actions become louder than any words she could say. She doesn't need to tell you how much she believes in you. It's clear in the way she shows up for you, day after day, through both the highs and lows. Her presence becomes a source of inspiration, someone who makes you want to be better simply because she believes you can be. A woman like this elevates your life in ways you may not have thought possible. Her support isn't just encouraging, it's transformative. It inspires you to see yourself through her eyes as someone capable of achieving greatness. She becomes a steady force in your life, someone who makes every victory sweeter and every challenge more bearable simply because she's there. Her role as your cheerleader goes beyond the surface. It's a partnership built on mutual respect, admiration, and a shared vision for the future. She isn't just along for the ride, she's in the trenches with you, celebrating your wins and helping you navigate your setbacks. A woman who likes you in this way doesn't just add value to your life, she amplifies it, making everything brighter, richer, and more meaningful. Her support is a gift, a constant reminder that you don't have to face life's challenges alone, and that your success isn't just yours, it's something she's proud to be a part of. Chapter 2. She lets her guard down. Most women don't reveal their emotions easily. Society often teaches them to be cautious, to guard their hearts, and to mask their true feelings until they feel absolutely safe and certain. This protective instinct runs deep, making emotional vulnerability a rare and significant gesture. But when a woman begins to develop deep feelings for you, something fundamental shifts. Her walls start to come down, and she lets you in. At first, she may seem reserved, showing only the surface-level version of herself. You might see her smiles, her politeness, and her charm, but the deeper layers remain hidden. As her emotions grow stronger, though, those hidden layers start to emerge. She begins to open up, revealing her authentic self. She'll share personal stories about her past, her childhood, and the moments that have shaped who she is. She might confide in you about her struggles, her insecurities, or even the dreams she's too afraid to share with others. These aren't casual conversations, they're acts of trust and emotional intimacy. Women don't make themselves vulnerable to just anyone. When she opens up about her fears, her heartbreaks, or her uncertainties about the future, it's a deliberate choice. She's choosing to let you see her unfiltered self, trusting that you won't judge or reject her. This kind of trust is rare and deeply meaningful. It's one of the strongest signs that her feelings for you are real and profound. This emotional vulnerability isn't easy. It requires bravery, especially in a world where showing too much can feel risky. The Stoics understood that vulnerability, when shared with the right person, is not a weakness, but a tremendous strength. They believed that true strength lies in self-awareness and the courage to share one's truth. When a woman allows herself to be vulnerable with you, she's demonstrating an emotional bravery that should never be taken for granted. Take note of the way she communicates with you. Does she tell you things she wouldn't casually share with others? Does she confide in you about her problems, frustrations, or uncertainties? If she's seeking your comfort, sharing her deepest thoughts, and opening up about her life, she's showing you that she trusts you. This trust goes beyond words. It's a profound emotional connection that signifies her growing attachment to you. But her vulnerability doesn't stop at words. It's reflected in her behavior too. You'll notice subtle shifts in how she acts around you. Maybe she stops trying to appear perfect all the time, letting you see her goofy, unfiltered side. Perhaps she feels comfortable being around you without always dressing up or putting on a polished exterior. She might even share moments of struggle, showing you that she's human and not afraid to let you witness the messier parts of her life. These actions indicate a deep sense of comfort and trust, revealing that she feels safe enough to be her true self with you. When a woman begins to feel safe in your presence, she starts associating you with comfort, security, and acceptance. This is no small thing. Trust, once given, is not easily withdrawn. It's a powerful bond, stronger than physical attraction or superficial charm. She knows that with you, she doesn't have to pretend or hide. She can let her guard down, confident that you'll accept her for who she truly is. This level of emotional openness is a gift, a privilege, even. When a woman lets you in, she's giving you a piece of herself, something she doesn't share with just anyone. In return, she expects something equally meaningful: your respect, your honesty, and your willingness to reciprocate that vulnerability. Relationships, as the Stoics taught, should be built on trust, respect, and authenticity. These values form the foundation of a bond that can withstand challenges and grow over time. Pay close attention to the moments when she opens up to you. Does she trust you enough to share her unspoken fears and dreams? Does she feel comfortable showing you her unpolished side? If so, cherish these moments. They signify that she sees you as someone special, someone she can trust with her heart. The Stoics believe that actions speak louder than words. When a woman reveals her true self to you, or her past wounds, her deepest hopes, and her unguarded emotions, it's a clear sign of her emotional investment. This trust and vulnerability are the building blocks of a meaningful connection, and it's up to you to honor and nurture that bond. Chapter 3. She stands up for you. A woman who truly cares about you will never remain silent when she sees you being disrespected, underestimated, or treated unfairly. Her instinct to defend you is not just an act of courtesy, but a profound emotional response that stems from her deep feelings for you. This innate reaction shows that she's willing to take a stand for your dignity, whether it's during a heated argument, a casual conversation, or even in situations where you're not there to defend yourself. People don't put their reputation, comfort, or relationships on the line for someone they don't genuinely care about, and her willingness to do so speaks volumes. When a woman has genuine feelings for you, she will always take your side when it matters most. Perhaps she'll step in to correct someone misrepresenting you, calling out inaccuracies even when others would rather stay silent. Maybe she defends your name when people speak negatively about you behind your back, ensuring no one tarnishes your image, even if you never hear about it. Or perhaps she supports you in subtler ways, like reinforcing your ideas during conversations, validating your decisions, or making sure your contributions are acknowledged. These aren't random acts of kindness, they're deliberate signs of her emotional investment in you and her desire to see you valued and respected. True loyalty is not a matter of convenience. It's easy to stand by someone when life is going smoothly and when there's no risk involved. But the true test of loyalty comes during moments of conflict, discomfort, or adversity. If she's willing to back you up, even when it would be simpler to stay neutral or avoid confrontation, it shows her commitment to you goes far beyond surface-level attraction. Her actions reflect emotional depth and a strong bond that cannot be faked or easily shaken. Stoic philosophy teaches that loyalty is demonstrated through action rather than empty promises or shallow words. The Stoics deeply valued those who stood firm in their allegiance, especially when the going got tough. They believed the true measure of someone's feelings lies in what they do when faced with adversity. A woman who stands up for you when there's no immediate benefit for her, who defends your name and reputation even in challenging situations, proves the depth of her loyalty and her unshakable commitment to you. Observe how she reacts when others challenge or criticize you. Does she awkwardly change the subject or pretend not to hear? Or does she step in and defend your honor, making it clear she won't allow anyone to diminish or undermine you? Her response will reveal everything you need to know about her feelings. Standing up for you isn't always verbal. Her loyalty and care can manifest in various ways. Perhaps she reminds you of your worth when others doubt your abilities, offering quiet reassurance to help you stay grounded. Maybe she's quick to highlight your successes when people focus on your shortcomings, shifting the narrative to remind everyone of your value. Or perhaps her support is silent but steadfast, staying by your side, even when it's inconvenient, and offering a comforting presence that reinforces your confidence. No matter how she chooses to express it, her actions consistently send the same powerful message: she values you deeply and will protect that value. People rarely risk conflict or discomfort for someone they don't truly care about. If she's willing to challenge someone's negative opinion of you, argue in your favor, or take a stand for your reputation, it shows she's emotionally invested in ways she may not even consciously realize. These actions come from a place of love and attachment that is hard to overlook. This kind of loyalty is one of the clearest and most powerful indicators of deep feelings. In a world where many act out of self-interest, a woman who chooses to stand by you, especially when it's inconvenient or difficult, demonstrates a rare authenticity that is hard to find. The Stoics often emphasized that words can be misleading, but actions always reveal the truth. And in love, standing up for someone is one of the strongest and most genuine actions of all. So, pay attention to how she behaves when the stakes are high. Does she shrink back into silence, or does she rise to the occasion and defend you with confidence and conviction? Her actions in these moments will reveal her true emotions and the depth of her commitment to you. A woman who stands up for you is not only showing her loyalty, but also solidifying a bond that's built on mutual respect and unwavering care. Chapter 4. She looks at you with puppy eyes. Attraction often reveals itself in subtle, yet profoundly telling ways, and one of the most powerful giveaways is found in her eyes. When a woman is deeply into you, her gaze shifts in a way that's impossible to miss. She doesn't just look at you, she looks through you, as if she's trying to understand every layer of who you are. Her eyes speak in a language of their own, revealing feelings she may not even be ready to admit to herself. This isn't something she can fake, nor is it something she can fully control. The eyes are often said to be the windows to the soul, and when she's emotionally invested, that window is flung wide open. You'll notice it most in the quiet moments, when she thinks you're not paying attention. Maybe she watches you intently while you talk, her eyes soft with admiration, as though she's absorbing every word like it's the most important thing she's ever heard. Or perhaps it happens when you're unaware of her gaze, when you're working, driving, or even laughing with friends. It's during these unguarded moments that her feelings shine the brightest. Her eyes linger on you, not with casual interest, but with warmth, curiosity, and a quiet affection that's impossible to ignore. It's as if she's savoring the moment, imprinting the image of you into her memory. Her gaze isn't just about seeing, it's about feeling. She doesn't just look at you, she sees something in you that stands out, something she cherishes. This kind of gaze is a mix of admiration, comfort, and longing, and it's one of the clearest signs of her emotional attachment. The way she looks at you can speak louder than any words she could say. The Stoics believed that body language often reveals what words cannot, and that a person's true emotions are written in their actions, expressions, and presence. And when it comes to feelings, the eyes rarely lie. A glance can carry the weight of emotions unspoken, a vulnerability that words often fail to convey. Pay attention to the small, almost imperceptible details. Does she smile softly, almost unconsciously, when her eyes meet yours? Does she seem lost in thought while watching you, as if she's imagining something more? Do her eyes dart away quickly when you catch her staring, only to glance back moments later? These subtle behaviors are not just coincidences, they're indicators of her emotional connection to you. Compare how she looks at you to how she looks at others. When she interacts with friends or co-workers, her gaze might be casual, friendly, or neutral. But with you, it's different, deeper, more intentional, and more vulnerable. There's a softness to her stare, a kind of unspoken intimacy that sets her apart when she's with you. Her gaze doesn't just acknowledge you, it holds you, as if you're the center of her attention in a room full of distractions. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of nonverbal communication. Studies have shown that prolonged eye contact can trigger the release of oxytocin, the hormone responsible for bonding and connection. This is why lovers can gaze at each other for extended periods without feeling awkward. It creates a profound emotional link. If she's locking eyes with you often, she's likely trying, even subconsciously, to deepen your connection on an emotional level. There's also a certain innocence and purity in the way she looks at you. It's unfiltered and uncalculated, not part of some strategy or game. She isn't looking at you like you're just an object of desire or a fleeting interest. Her gaze carries a sense of care, admiration, and genuine affection. The way her eyes light up when you enter the room, the slight widening of her pupils when she sees you, or the way her expression softens as she watches you, these are signs of real, unguarded emotion. The Stoics were masters of observation, valuing actions and expressions over words. They understood that emotions often escape through the body, revealing themselves long before the mind fully comprehends them. When it comes to attraction, the eyes often tell the truth before the person is even aware of their feelings. If she's giving you that soft, affectionate gaze, it means you have her attention in a way no one else does. Her emotions, whether she realizes it or not, are slipping through, unguarded and pure. She might not even be fully aware of how much she looks at you, but her gaze is a silent confession, one of the clearest and most authentic signs of her feelings. This kind of eye contact is rare, and it's something to cherish. It's a connection that goes beyond words, beyond casual attraction, to something much deeper. When a woman looks at you with those puppy eyes, she's not just seeing you, she's feeling you, and that is one of the purest forms of emotional connection you'll ever experience. Chapter 5. She touches you. Physical contact is one of the most instinctive and undeniable signs of attraction. When a woman develops feelings for you, she won't always express it with words. Instead, her body will do the talking. She will find subtle yet intentional ways to initiate touch, creating small moments of intimacy that feel natural yet deeply significant. It won't always be obvious. She may not openly grab your hand or pull you into an embrace, but the signs will be there if you pay attention. Maybe she lightly touches your arm when she laughs, playfully nudges you during a conversation, or adjusts your shirt collar as if fixing something out of place. She might brush off a piece of lint from your shoulder or let her fingers linger just a second too long when passing you something. None of these actions are accidental. Touch is a powerful form of non-verbal communication. It bridges the gap between friendship and something deeper. If a woman is consistently finding excuses to make physical contact, she's subconsciously seeking closeness with you. This is an instinctive behavior. When someone feels affection, they want to be physically near the person they care about. Even the smallest touches can carry an enormous emotional weight, signaling attraction, comfort, and an underlying desire to connect. Compare how she interacts with others. Is she physically expressive with everyone, or is it just with you? If she's naturally touchy with everyone, it may just be her personality. But if she reserves these gestures for you, if she's noticeably more physically engaged when she's around you, then she's communicating something deeper. The Stoics understood that true connection isn't just about words, it's about presence, action, and subtle interactions that build over time. They believed that physicality wasn't just about desire but about deep, meaningful bonds formed through shared experience and genuine closeness. When a woman touches you, it's not just a casual gesture. It's a reflection of how safe she feels with you, how drawn she is to your presence, and how naturally she wants to be near you. Even seemingly playful touches can be revealing. A light push on the shoulder when joking, an unnecessary tap to get your attention, or casually fixing your hair, these may seem minor, but they indicate a comfort level that goes beyond simple friendship. She's using physicality to create a silent dialogue between you and her, one that speaks louder than words ever could. There's also an element of testing boundaries when it comes to touch. If she initiates physical contact and observes how you respond, she's gauging your comfort level and your own potential interest in her. If you reciprocate, even subtly, by allowing the moment to linger or responding with a light touch of your own, it strengthens the connection, making physical closeness feel even more natural over time. One of the most telling signs of attraction is how often and how naturally she finds ways to touch you. If her hand lingers when she hands you something, if she playfully rests her foot against yours under the table, or if she casually leans into you during conversation, she's not just being friendly. She's drawn to you in a way that feels effortless and instinctive. For the Stoics, relationships were about authenticity and presence, not forced words or grand gestures, but genuine actions that reveal true intent. A woman who frequently initiates physical contact is doing exactly that. She's showing her emotions not by what she says, but by what she does. If she's touching you, even in the smallest ways, she's breaking the physical barrier between you on purpose. Whether she realizes it or not, she's making it clear that she wants to be closer to you, and not just emotionally, but physically too. And that is one of the strongest signals of attraction you'll ever receive. Chapter 6, she gives you lingering hugs. A quick, casual hug is one thing. A polite embrace between friends or acquaintances is just that, a formality, a habit, a social norm. But when a woman holds onto a hug longer than usual, there's something deeper happening beneath the surface. It's no longer just a greeting. It's an expression of emotion, a silent confession of attachment, and often a subconscious signal that she's not ready to let go of you just yet. Hugs are one of the most instinctive and subconscious ways human beings express affection. When a woman hugs you, pay attention to how it feels compared to how she embraces others. Does she wrap her arms around you just a little tighter? Does she let the moment linger, even after it would normally be time to pull away? Does she hesitate before letting go, as if savoring the connection for just a second longer? These are not accidents, these are signals. She's feeling something for you, whether she's fully aware of it or not. A lingering hug carries emotional weight, and it's often more revealing than words. The Stoics understood that words are often unreliable, but actions never lie. People say things they don't mean all the time, but their body language always tells the truth. A lingering hug is a physical manifestation of a feeling she may not be ready to say out loud, or maybe she doesn't even fully understand it yet herself. But her body knows. That extra second, that subtle squeeze, that slow release, it's all speaking in a language of unspoken desire. Another key sign to look for is how her body reacts during the hug. If she leans in, relaxes against you, or lets out a soft sigh, it means she feels comfortable and safe in your presence. If she nestles her head against your chest or lets her hands rest on your back for a moment, she's allowing herself to be vulnerable around you. And vulnerability is one of the clearest indicators of emotional connection. Vulnerability is not just an emotional state, it's a bridge, a bond, a sign that she trusts you enough to let her guard down. That kind of trust is rare and deeply meaningful. Compare this to how she hugs other people. If she gives quick, light embraces to everyone else, but holds onto you for just a moment longer, you're different. If her hugs with others are just friendly, but with you, they feel warmer, closer, deeper, then she's already forming an attachment. Pay attention to the contrast, it's in the differences that the truth often lies. There's also a certain type of lingering hug that happens when she's feeling emotionally overwhelmed. Maybe she's had a stressful day, maybe something's been on her mind, or maybe she just needs to feel close to you for a reason she can't quite put into words. In moments like these, her hug won't just linger, it will feel like a moment of relief, like she's finding comfort in your presence. She may not vocalize her thoughts, but the hug will speak volumes. It's in the way her body relaxes against yours, in the way she clings to you as if anchoring herself in a storm. These moments are sacred. They reveal not only her emotional need, but also her choice to let you into her most vulnerable space. And here's where Stoic philosophy comes in. The Stoics understood that true connection doesn't come from grand gestures or flowery words. It comes from presence, from the way two people exist in the same space, how they respond to each other in small, unspoken ways. A lingering hug is a perfect example of this principle in action. It's not forced, not calculated, not premeditated, it just happens naturally. It's an instinctive reaction to the emotional bond forming between you. It's a silent dialogue, a moment where two souls communicate without the need for words. These unspoken interactions often carry more depth than anything spoken aloud. And let's not forget one final sign, the way she pulls away. If she lingers for just a second before finally letting go, if her hands slowly slide away instead of quickly breaking contact, if she looks up at you after the hug with a certain softness in her eyes, that's not just friendliness, that's something much deeper. The way she ends the hug is just as telling as the way she begins it. It's in the hesitation, the subtle reluctance to break the connection, that her feelings are most clearly revealed. She may not say it outright. She may not even fully understand it herself yet. But her body language betrays her feelings. When a woman gives you lingering hugs, she's telling you something she might not be ready to say with words. She feels something real for you. And that kind of connection, unspoken but deeply felt, is one of the truest forms of affection you'll ever experience. Chapter 7, she tells her best friend about you. Women don't waste their time talking about men they don't care about. If she's bringing you up in conversations with her closest friends, it's a clear sign that she sees you as someone important. When a woman is emotionally invested, she naturally wants to share her thoughts, feelings, and experiences about you with those she trusts the most. You might not always hear it directly, but there will be hints. She may casually mention that her friend asked about you or that she told someone a funny story involving you. Maybe one of her friends suddenly knows little details about you that you never shared with them yourself. These are all indicators that you occupy space in her mind even when you're not around. This isn't just idle gossip or random chatter, this is how women process their emotions. Their closest friendships are emotional support systems, and when she talks about you, she's likely seeking validation, sharing excitement, or even looking for advice on how to move forward with her feelings. If you meet her friends, pay attention to their reactions. Do they already seem familiar with you? Do they make playful comments or smile knowingly when you're mentioned? If they do, it means she's been talking about you a lot. And if her best friend is invested in your dynamic, asking how things are going, teasing her when you're together, it's almost guaranteed that she has strong feelings for you. This aligns perfectly with Stoic wisdom. Actions always speak louder than words. People are often careful with what they say to your face, but what they say behind your back reveals the truth. If she's discussing you when you're not around, analyzing your behaviors, or bringing you up in meaningful conversations, it's not by accident. She's thinking about you, feeling something for you, and trying to understand what role you'll play in her life. And here's another thing, a woman won't risk embarrassing herself in front of her best friends unless she truly cares. If she's talking about you, she's taking a social risk. What if they judge her for it? What if they don't approve? That's why she won't casually bring up just any man. But if she's sharing details about you, if she's openly admitting her thoughts and feelings, then you've already made a significant impact. Women don't just talk about their crushes, they strategize. If she's interested in you, she's likely getting input from her inner circle. Her best friends might be helping her figure out how to move things forward, whether she should be more obvious with her feelings, or if she should wait for you to make a move. The Stoics emphasized the power of observation, not just in what people do, but in how the world around them reacts. If you notice her friends acting differently around you, perhaps teasing her, nudging her when you speak, or dropping hints that she talks about you often, pay attention. these external signs can sometimes tell you more than the woman herself. Ultimately, if she's talking about you when you're not there, you're already in her mind and in her heart. She's emotionally engaged, she's thinking long-term, and whether she realizes it or not, she's already picturing a future with you in it. The Stoics mastered the art of observation. They knew that people's actions always reveal their true emotions. When a woman starts to develop real feelings for you, she can't help but show it through her support, her trust, her loyalty, her touch, and her eyes. If you've noticed any of these signs in a woman before, drop a comment and share your experience. Like, subscribe, and keep watching for more insights on female psychology and Stoic wisdom.